Hey guys, this is Roland Blase. Today I'm going to show you 3 key things you need to know when you're sequencing a Kompa track in Logic. Let's get started, guys.
That's good for me.
Okay, first things first, go ahead and subscribe and like this video, guys. You want to support your Kompa learning experience. You want to go with me on this journey. We're going to learn Kompa, guys. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. Let's get this started. Okay, so you're creating a Kompa track. For the sake of this video, let's put the beat on there. Let's go ahead and put a Kompa beat on there. I'm going to just create an audio track. The first thing we're going to learn in this video, and this is very important, guys, a lot of you guys don't know how to use your keyboard sounds in Logic. It's something that for most of you it might be simple. That's the first thing we're going to get into. But some of you still don't know how to do that. I'm going to run through that real quick, and then we're going to see how to go ahead and use a drum kit in Logic. And the last thing we're going to go ahead and see, guys, is how to quantize a wave file, which goes together with the first point. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and transfer a beat to Logic, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to use my Weed instrumental that I created. Let's see here. Okay, so you want to use your Kompa solo sounds from your Mod X or your Moff X or whatever keyboard you have. This is what you need to do. Make sure your USB cord, a USB cord, is connected to your Mod X. The first thing you gotta make sure is you go to Preferences and go to Audio. Make sure your input device is Mod X or whatever keyboard you're using, and make sure you use whatever output you're using. I'm not using an interface, I'm just using headphones, so I'm using the built-in output here. So your keyboard will be selected here. If it's not, then something's wrong with your USB, or you might have to go into your keyboard settings. Now, how do you use the sounds from the keyboard? Go ahead and add an audio track, not a software instrument. Make sure you don't really mess with anything up here. It looks okay just as it is. Recording enabled, input monitoring. Yes, so let's create that. So, one thing I want to let you guys know, one thing you guys have to do, go ahead and click this record button. Don't leave it blinking. Make sure it's a red R inside of the gray square there. And make sure this is turned on. Okay, guys. So, now you can hear it. Let's say this was turned off. You could barely hear it. Let's say this was not. And then I start recording. You won't hear nothing until this is a red R. So, let's go ahead and record a song. Let's go ahead and solo on this track. Okay, so we're going to solo on this track. Go ahead and click record. Make sure you click stop so that this can reset. Let's go. So let's go ahead and stop that. That's enough. So let's listen to it real quick. Let's listen to this real quick. Do you hear that? It sounds like a mess. Now, we've already found out how to record our sounds from the Mod X into this. What about when we need to quantize? If it sounds like it's clashing, it's offbeat, some of the notes are off. You need to do this, guys. This is very important. You go up here to edit. You go up here to show flex / pitch time. Change monophonic. Change that to polyphonic. So this is flex mode. We're in flex mode. You have to be in flex mode to mess with the quantization of a wave file. So we're gonna go ahead and see. So this has to be selected. So make sure you go up here where it says region. While you're in region, you see quantize. This is where you quantize wave files. I like 1/16 notes, but sometimes when you're soloing too fast, you might want to use 132 or 164. So let's use 1/16 and listen to it real quick. You see, it sounds a little off. Let's undo that. We might want to quantize it to 132. Let's see here. Yeah. So as you can hear, it sounds mostly quantized, but some of the notes are still off. Let's get into the editing of it a little bit. I'm not gonna edit every note. As you can see, I was playing kind of sloppy. So let's go ahead and edit it a little bit. So after you quantize, if it doesn't sound right, you gotta make sure these bars are kind of lined up a little bit better. Quantizing solos are very hard because you have to go back in and kind of nitpick. Like what I'm doing here, moving these lines, stretching out the notes or taking away some notes. But if you're quantizing a guitar or a pad, those are a little bit more easier. So that's how you quantize. Make sure you go up here by region after you select polyphonic in flex mode and edit up here. So that's how you quantize. The last thing I want to show you guys real quick, inputting drum samples, guys. If you want to use your own drum sample. So when it comes to drums, I go up here, software instrument, and I create one. So I want to go up here where it says electric piano and select Ultra Beat. So here I have my own drum kits. The drum kits I have on the website for like 30 bucks. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what kit is selected up here, but you can save it as whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. One thing you can do, if you want to erase a sound and put in your own drum sample, make sure you do this. Make sure you double click this, go to initialize, and then go to sample. That way all the settings are reset and it's a blank canvas here for you. And then you go all the way here. It's a small area here. It says no sample loaded. You click that and then you load your sample. And if something sounds off, you can always go to the audio effects and mix that. So that's how you import a drum kit, and that's how you quantize a WAV file, and that's how you use the sounds from your Mod-X. These three things are very important if you want to learn to sequence Kompa in Logic. Now we have more videos on sequencing in Logic. If you go ahead and click this next video, you can get started with sequencing a song from scratch. This is Roland Blase, signing out.